Two people can go through the same thing. One person will come out of it depressed, sad, they don't want to do nothing, they don't want to work anymore, they don't have motivation to do anything, and the other person come out of it and they have more motivation to go after the dreams and crush it and win big. The mindset is completely different. So identity is the number one thing that you need to change. And that's the one thing about the book I'm talking about, identity. All right. I think we're good now. Okay. Your body is a vehicle for your soul and your spirit. I keep on saying this in a lot of my videos. Well, today I'm going to expand on it because I'm writing a book about it, right? Because I see a lot of people who struggle with, staying fit, staying healthy, maintaining a consistent, lifestyle when it comes to training, right? Staying consistent with it is very, very difficult for a lot of people. I've been using this system for a very, very long time. It's working for me, as you can see, right? So I'm writing this book to help people achieve positive results, right? So the body is a vehicle for your soul and your spirit. Often, when people talk about fitness, which is health in general, right? They approach it in the same manner. It's all about trying the latest diet, the latest routine, the latest workout split, right? Do this, do that, do that. But I don't hear a lot of people talk about the relationship that you need to have with health and exercise in order for you to be healthy, in order for you to stay consistent, right? When people talk about financial literacy, what's the number one thing that they all say? You need to change the way you think, right? The way you think about money, the way you think about time, the way you think about this and that, etc., etc., etc. Right? What is the same concept? The way you think about yourself, right? If I ask you, for example, what do you think about yourself, right? Do you consider yourself to be worthless? No, really, Maybe you try a couple programs before, you don't stick to them. So now you tell yourself, why even bother? See what I mean? So you constantly tell yourself those little things. To you, they don't mean nothing, but on the long run, you develop a negative experience and it's buried in your subconscious and you believe that that's the reality. It's your identity. And the key word here is identity. You believe that that's you. See what I mean? You believe in it and it's gonna be your reality because you accepted it as your truth, right? So you first need to change the way you think about it, the way you think about yourself. So before you even try the latest diet, the latest this, the latest that, no, you have to change about the way you think about yourself. That's the number one thing you need to change. The relationship you have with health, all that stuff now, it starts within. As within, so without, right? That's what they say, So yes, number one thing is identity, right? So you accepting, realizing that you are controlling the physical body. The physical body is just a vehicle for you to control, right? You're going to this destination, you need to drive this car. Well, if this car needs to do an oil change and you're not, you haven't been to the mechanic in, 6 months. See what I mean? The car needs more than just an oil change, right? There's a whole list, but you're not doing nothing. And you want to go on this journey. You're going to have a very hard time. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read you a small part of my book so you can see what I'm talking about. All right. Are you ready? So here we go. The body, after all, is a vehicle, something that carries the mind and spirit through the world. It's not identity, it's expression. It's the instrument through which thoughts become actions and actions become reality. Yet somewhere along the way, that distinction is lost. People begin to confuse the reflection with the self. They see weight and call it failure. They see weakness and call it identity. But those aren't truths. They're interpretations. It's like owning a car, polishing it, comparing it, upgrading it, yet never learning how to drive it. Never understanding its controls. Never respecting the system. No matter how advanced the vehicle, without direction, it remains still. The body works the same way. It reflects how it's used, and how it's used depends entirely on the driver. So the real question is never about appearance, It's simple. Who is in control? Because once the answer becomes clear, everything changes. All right. So you need to see it like a video game, literally. It's like you have this character in this video game, right? You need to go through this world. There's different challenges. You got your own journey you got to go through, right? If your body is not in top shape, you will have a very, very, very hard time navigating this world. If you have this vehicle and your suspensions are all messed up, right? You need new tires. Inside the car smells like garbage, you know? You need to go from point A to point B. You will have a very, very hard time. It won't be a pleasant ride. You might get to the destination, let's say something that might take on average 10 minutes. You might make it there in like 1 hour, right? Because your vehicle is just not there. Imagine this, like the pain you will feel. You say you have your grandkids, but they're out there playing in the living room, but you can't even play with them because your body just will not allow you to do it. If you have some type of disease, it's different. But what I'm talking about here, because you neglected to take care of yourself for the past couple of decades, now you are in this position where you can even spend good quality time with your grandkids. Take 10 steps or you walk up the stairs and you're already tired. You need to sit on the couch and stay there forever. Your grandkids are out there playing. All you can do is just raise your voice and do this and do that, but that's it. See what I mean? So it's very, very important. And people, they glorify it. They accept that once they get old, it's done. The body is supposed to just stop and that's it. You're not supposed to do anything. You're supposed to walk with a cane, and that's acceptable. Because you see a couple of people do it, it becomes the norm. So you grow up believing that it's real. So your identity is based off that. Because you see it, you accept it, and that's it. That's your reality. When you get old, you will follow the same pattern. See what I mean? So it's very, very important. When I see people who, for example, when I go to the gym and I see somebody there who's 70 years old, who's training like they're 25 years old, I'm like, wow, it's crazy. See what I mean? It's like, yeah, I respect that. That's how I'm trying to be when I grow up. I'm not trying to be that guy there with a cane walking and stuff. See what I mean? There's nothing good that comes out of that. I saw this video a while back. There's a group of people who were crossing the street. You know, they were probably around, I would say the late 60s, 70s, like that. There's one guy there who was wearing a tracksuit, and it was, playing, passing the basketball through his legs and doing a couple of tricks with the basketball. And his friends, some of them, I think one is in a wheelchair, the other one is walking with a cane, having a hard time, but he's just out there, it's like his body is still young. See what I mean? But they're the same age. But because he took care of himself when he was young, he's living in a completely different reality than them. See what I mean? So that's the one thing though. You accept it, it becomes your reality. There's this one thing where the people where I'm from often say, if a woman gains a lot of weight after getting married, that means that she has a great husband. See how crazy that sounds? I'm talking about like a lot of weight, not just like 5 pounds after giving birth or whatever. Like, no, I'm talking about like a lot of weight, like a lot of weight. It means that she has a great husband. People believe that. I would like to say that's a joke, but it's not. The people really believe that. I'm not saying everybody, but there's a lot of people who truly believe it. So when they see it, for them it's just normal. They accept it. So they took malnutrition, unhealthy lifestyle, and they made, I won't say God out of it, but like they put on the pedestal and they just look at it that's the goal. I'm a husband, so if I marry this woman, she needs to be like this. So people can say that I'm a great husband. I need to make my woman obese, whatever. So they can say that I'm a great husband. See what I mean? And some people just believe it. And to them, it's normal. But I'm here to tell you that, when you want to live, when you want to have those high standards, you will have to go against the norm, right? People in your environment will do a lot of things and you look at them like, why? This is stupid. It doesn't make sense. Why are you doing this? They will not understand you. You don't live the same reality. But you can see how they live. You can see the consequences of this unhealthy lifestyle. You see what that lifestyle is doing to them. And all you have to do is do the opposite. I think I said this before. One of the reasons why I don't drink alcohol is because I grew up in an environment where I saw a lot of people, they got drunk and they said and they did a lot of stupid things, right? And when you grow up witnessing that, especially when it comes from the people who are close to you, it feels different, So relationship get destroyed because of it, family torn apart, a man who hanged himself because of that, and family just, the reputation of the family. You know what I mean? Like it hurts. When you grow up watching that, sometimes it's like you used to see some people and you respected them, but after they just became a completely different person because of the alcohol. So when there's the type of people trying to come back and trying to give you advice, it's like, I'm not listening to you, man. Like, get out of here. You see what I mean? I'm not saying that they don't have nothing to teach you, but it's just, you saw like a different version of them, and often they don't even remember what happened. See what I mean? They may have said something or did something, but for you, it lives in your mind. Like, you cannot forget about it. But to them, it's just like a regular night. They woke up and it's like, oh, what happened? Life goes on. But to you, it's like, damn, I can't believe you did that. Now you're gonna come back and trying to school me? I don't care how old you are. Like, I'm not listening to you. Who are you? See what I mean? So that's one of the main reasons why I don't drink. Of course, health is there, but the number one reason is because of the feelings, right? Because of what I felt, the things that I saw, I witnessed when I was growing up. People did a lot of stupid things because of this alcohol thing, right? So I stay away from it. Maybe once or 3 times a year, I might have like a small glass of champagne to celebrate something special. You know what I mean? But that's about it. I can be surrounded by alcohol. I won't be tempted to open the bottle, because of the feelings, the things that I saw when I was growing up. It's not because of health. Some people, their motivation is health. They want to maintain the system clean and all that stuff. And I hear people also say, it's like, yes, we all gonna die one day, right? You're gonna go to the gym, you won't have fun. To them, fun is drinking till the blackout and, wake up the next day and it's like headaches and hangovers and all that stuff. That's fun to them, which is, anyways, I won't get into it. So that's that, right? So like, oh, we're all gonna die tomorrow, so let's have fun. So yes, we all gonna die tomorrow, but it's about how you want to die. See what I mean? So yeah, we will get old, but how do you want to get old? Do you want to get old and be trapped in the wheelchair your whole life because of choices that you made in your younger days? Get trapped in a wheelchair because of an accident that you couldn't prevent. It's completely different. But something that it was in your control and you decided that, I don't care, it's whatever. I'm gonna drink whatever I want. I'm going to eat whatever I want. Now you were there, you need assistance to climb the stairs. You need assistance to take a shower. You're like 50 years old. Really? Like 60 years old and you need that? See what I mean? So it's very, very important. Your body is a vehicle for your soul and your spirit, right? How you navigate this world. Your environment is very, very important. If you feel like the people environment, like me, my mindset is too strong. Like literally, I'm not even saying this to boast, brag, whatever. I'm like, I don't care who you are. If I determine that you don't have nothing to teach me, I determine that I don't want to end up like you. I see your lifestyle and there's nothing for me to learn from it. In a positive way, I look at your mistakes and I learn from your mistakes, but that's about it. I determine that. If I determine that, I don't care who you are, I don't care how old you are. Whatever you're telling me, I will not listen to it, I don't care. That's the type of person I am. See what I mean? I'm not afraid of cutting people off my life. I'm not afraid of being by myself. I'm comfortable being alone. I don't need people to praise me, people to feel like, oh yeah, I need this person to be around me so I can feel, some type of validation, whatever. I don't need that. I'm comfortable being by myself. I can cut off people like this and I don't care. You can say that, oh, this guy's my cousin of, we've been kicking for the past 10 years or whatever. You do something wrong to me, you deceive me or something, I just cut you off and I move on like you never existed. I'm that type of person. So cutting people off is nothing to me. I do it like quick. I don't care. I don't look back. That's the type of person I am. You might say it's cold, it's selfish, whatever. I do not care. If I see that this person will stop me from achieving my goals, I'm cutting you off. I don't even care if it's the same family, like same blood, whatever. I will cut you off. That's the type of person I am. A lot of people, maybe that's mostly in the Black community. I'm not familiar. This is something I need to ask. But often in the Black community, when you start to get a little bit of success, they expect you to take care of everybody else. It's like everybody needs to quit their job, or like just everybody needs to rely on you. See what I mean? And if you don't take care of everybody, they want you to feel guilty. You know? I don't have that. I don't have that. I really don't. In my early years, yes. I used to feel like I need to take care of everybody. But like, no. When somebody else becomes successful, they move their family into this neighborhood and they live a great life. And if they can, they can help somebody else. They don't care about it. Nobody says nothing. But in our community, for some reason, it's a little different. It's not weird to you. I'm not saying that you cannot help people, but you need to understand that people are where they are. Often people are where they are because of who they are. Let me repeat this again. Often people are where they are in life because of who they are. So somebody doesn't have the mindset of a wealthy individual and constantly in poverty. There's nothing you can do to get them out of there if they don't change their mindset. They don't change who they are. See what I mean? You give them $10,000, you come back after 3 months, they're still gonna ask you for money. They won't do nothing with the money that you give them. They will spend it on some whatever. See what I mean? Because they don't have the mindset. You cannot help everybody. That's the one thing that you need to understand, right? So environment is very, very, very important. So that's the identity too. So you believe that you need to help everybody, so you feel guilty when you don't. It's not your job, man. You know what I mean? Great Samaritan, like some people believe in Jesus because of that. He's gonna come and save everybody. That's some people's jobs to do it. It's not your job. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm not making fun of anybody's religion here. I'm, saying this for the video. But yes, let's bring it back again. Your body is a vehicle for your soul and your spirit. So you believe that this is the journey, right? I need to go through this. I need to take care of my physical body. Before you even care about the diet, before you even care about the workout, before you even care about all of that, it's about the relationship you have with yourself, right? So your body, you are not the body. You're in control of the body, right? There's a lot of things that can happen that not even can happen, that will happen, and you don't have control over them. 100% make your peace with them. The earlier you realize that, the better your life will be, right? There's a lot of things will happen, you will not have control over them. Make your peace with them and move on. That's it, right? So the things that you have control over. Number one is this, right? The mindset. So how come, for example, two people can go through the same thing? One person will come out of it depressed, sad, they don't want to do nothing, they don't want to work anymore, they don't have motivation to do anything, and the other person come out of it and they have more motivation to go after the dreams and crush it and win big. The mindset is completely different. So identity is the number one thing that you need to change. And that's the one thing about the book I'm talking about. Identity. I use repetition because repetition is key. Because the more you do it, the more it stays, right? So you need to, for example, if you go to your first time playing basketball, for example, any sports, whatever you want to call it, you're gonna do something for the first time. You will forget a lot, right? You will learn a lot, you will forget a lot when you start practicing. You go the second day, you start to apply more, third day, next week, next month, 6 months, whatever. But because of repetition, it will stick, and you will learn more and more and more and more and more, right? Because of repetition. Repetition is very, very important. So in this book, I go over some details multiple times in a different way so it can stay, because repetition is important. When you're reading this, it's done on purpose, you know? So yes, identity is very, very important, you know? How you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, the quiet words that you mumble to yourself when nobody's there to listen, the relationship you have with yourself. That's the most important thing. Because if you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself, trust me, there's nothing that you can go through in this world that will bring you some joy, some positive things. Like, no, you don't have a great relationship with yourself, you're not going anywhere. It needs to start here first, right? The self, the inner world. If you forget most of the things that I talk about, just remember identity. That's the number one thing. Identity and a strong conviction. You believe that you can do it. You believe that, not even that you can do it, you believe that you are it. That's where the change comes, right? You believe it, that you are it. Even if it feels wrong, right? Let's say, for example, your body is not looking the way that you want to, right? You tell yourself you are it. You tell yourself, you repeat it, that you are a healthy person. But looking at yourself in the mirror, you don't see that. You need to crush that version of yourself. That's the old self, still trying to, you know, to keep like a piece of the pie. Doesn't want to let go. It's like, kick him out of there. That's the old self. The old self want to stay because it's been there for a long time. It's gonna be hard to get rid of the old self. But you need to know that there's little doubts creeping in. The old self's trying to stay. So you need this new identity. You tell yourself you're healthy, you're this, I'm fit, I'm healthy. You tell it to yourself, you say it to yourself, and it feels wrong. That's the old self trying to stay. Kick him out. So yes, it's gonna feel wrong. Don't care. Keep on saying it with repetition until it stays, right? And you become consistent with it. You identify yourself as a healthy person. And now the things that you used to do, used to feel good before, now you look at them like, I don't want to do that. Let's say, for example, after work, you buy like a case of beer and a bag of chips, and then that's it. Now you look at them like, I'm not doing that. Like, you crazy? See what I mean? But just a couple months ago, that used to be your life. Now you look at it like, what? I'm not doing that. You see what I mean? So that's the thing, that's identity. It's crazy how fast it can change. Some habits that you used to do for like the past 10 years, like 5-10 years, whatever, changing like this in an instant, right? And it's gonna feel good, right? You look at it like, I can't believe, man. This is what I used to do. This is what I used to look like. This is what I used to eat. This is what I used to, you know? That's it. Identity. It will feel wrong at first, but yeah, doesn't matter. Repetition until it becomes reality in the physical world, right? You first believe it inside the inner world, and then things will start to rearrange themselves in the physical world, right? So, for example, if I go to grocery stores, I will pass more than 50% of the aisles. I will not stop there. Even if I walk through them, I don't care about the things that they have on the shelves. They don't interest me because there's things that I cannot put in my body because of the identity. See what I mean? I won't have any feelings towards them. But some people, they might walk somewhere, I'm like, they'd be like, I need this Coke, I need this Sprite, I need this ginger ale, I need this big bag of chips, I need this, I need that, I need that. See what I mean? It's the identity. But the person that I am, if I miss, for example, one day of workout, I'm gonna feel bad because of the identity. That current version cannot accept that. It's like you miss a workout, like, what are you doing? See what I mean? It feels wrong. Just the thought of missing the workout feels wrong. You need to get to that point. So don't make it something that's really hard, something that's difficult, something that's supposed to be fun. Because if you make it difficult, you make it hard, you won't have the motivation to keep on doing it. And one more thing about motivation quickly, before I finish this, right? When I'm talking about motivation here, I'm talking about the internal stuff, right? I'm not talking about that small videos that you will watch that will give you a burst of motivation, a burst of happiness, or whatever, euphoria. Then you're gonna go and work out for a little bit and then try this new program, and then after a few days you stop because the motivation is gone. That's external stuff, right? You cannot depend on it. They don't last. For sure, they can help in the short run, but you cannot depend on it. You depend on the system, right? One of the reasons why a lot of people, you can draw this from religion, right? A lot of people they will pray a certain way, they will eat a certain way, they will, certain rituals that they would do because of what? There's a system, right? They follow the system. So even if you are not aligned in other parts of your life, in that particular thing that you're doing, because you've been doing it for so long, you follow that system. Even if you feel sad, you feel angry, you feel happy, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's a system, you need to follow it, right? You don't need the motivation to do it. Okay, let's say, for example, you need to pray. You're not gonna wait for motivation to come before you pray. You're not gonna wait for motivation to come before you do this. You see what I mean? Because there's a system. So if you develop this system where you have to stay consistent, right? You go into the gym, you're eating this way, you go for a run, jog, bicycle, whatever it is, right? It's your system. Or calisthenics for those who are into it, or you mix everything together, right? You follow the system. So it doesn't matter, even if you feel some type of way, you have to do it regardless, right? So you need to reach that stage. That's the most important thing. Once you reach that stage where the thought of missing a day at the gym or a day of training feels wrong, and you truly feel it, not just like a light thing, you truly feel like damn, I can't believe I'm gonna miss this workout. Who's calling me right now, bro? Like, come on, it's not the right time. Anyways, so yes, so you need to reach that. You need to reach that point, right? Once you reach that, that's when you realize, like, yes, the identity is you now. See what I mean? The identity that you were trying to reach a couple of weeks ago, a couple months ago, whatever, it's your journey, right? Some people, a couple of days, it might take a couple of weeks, couple of months, whatever. But once you reach that, you look back and be like, damn, I can't believe it. The person that I was chasing, I am now that person. See what I mean? That's identity. So it's very, very important. So yes, the book is coming. It's coming out like, I would say by the end of May. So it's gonna be available. You're gonna be able to purchase it, whatever, through Amazon stores. You're gonna be able to have it delivered to your house. So yes, and I also we'll make an ebook version of it. So yeah. So that is the introduction. I'm gonna make more videos to go in more details. I might just dissect each chapters. I might do it, but I will see, depending on the demand. You know what I mean? So we go with that for now. See if there's another one that I want to see. I'll show you the cover real quick so you have an idea how it looks like. There you go. That's the cover of it. If you can focus on, you can read the words here. There you go. So yeah, at the end of May, that's when I'm gonna drop it. Maybe before that. I'm just going through, make sure everything is straight before I send it out there. So yes, there's a couple more videos coming soon. But yeah, so we will end it with that. So yeah, take care of your future by taking care of your present. I'm out of here.